Hi everyone, welcome to another Phonics Time Together video. We're going to continue with phase 3 and we're up to session 7 and we're going to be looking at the QU grapheme, what it sounds like, and we'll do some reading with that within the words. So if we have a look, we have completed set 6 of phase 3 and we're coming to the end of set 7 where we've finished off those graphemes that you can see on the screen there. So today I'll take you through the usual structure of revisiting previously taught sounds. We call those GPCs. We'll then look at another tricky word from within phase 3 and we'll do some reading. Okay, so it's same as usual. We're going to revisit the sounds taught. When it comes to the children, they'll get 4 of the graphemes appear on the screen and let them have a turn, then I'll tell them, and then we'll move towards doing it speedy. So I'll do the same with you guys. So have a go at these 4, then I'll tell you what they should sound like. So we've got S, J, T, P, V, G, D, N. Z, A, E, Z. Y, O, R, K. H, F, L, S. W, X, I, B. Okay, that's really good, excellent stuff. So we're going to go and have another go at those now, but you're on your own, and I'll do them a little bit quicker so you can practice them. And this is great for your confidence before you do actually work with your child, because you get feel that you're doing it right or doing it how they do it in school. I know children are very keen to tell you when you're not doing it correctly, how their teacher does it. So it's nice to give you the confidence on what they should be sounding like. So later on we're going to be going light speed, which I change this each time, so it should open up a discussion about what we mean by light speed. So that's something to maybe follow up and research with your child after and look at what that actually means. Interesting, I think light speed measures at something like 670 million miles per hour, so that's sort of, for younger children, really hard to get their head round. Nothing goes faster than the speed of light. Anyway, we won't be going the speed of light, we're just going quite quick, so if you want to have a go at these. Well done with those. So hopefully your confidence has grown as well in terms of speedily being able to say the phoneme for those graphemes. Something that you might want to do later that's slightly different is when there are a few on the screen, pause the video and you actually say them, and can they then point to them, so it's going in the opposite direction. It's coming out of your mouth and they have to spot what it looks like, and that's only down if you've got the confidence. So huge well done. Later on when we get to this bit for the children, make sure you give them a big well done, or you should have created your own little celebration by now. Okay, today's tricky word is all, which is quite different to the ones we've been looking at. Interestingly, that the tricky bit here is the A at the start, okay, because that is making the or, as in, you know, like what the OR would make, or, all. So the children up to this point have known that the A is literally that, it's just A, so they would say al, and there's struggle. So what makes this tricky is the A at the start, because it's making an or sound, all. And going on to today's GPC, we're going to look at this qua, and we've got Queen Elizabeth. So it's important to know who the Queen of England is. So we've got Queen Elizabeth, we've got a quad, and if you wanted to do some further discussion about why that is called a quad and the idea of the 4 would be useful. And I thought we'd just sort of teach them a little bit about a quill, so something that people use to write with. So there's the quill down at the bottom. So we'll be using those to help them learn the new GPC for the day, letting them have a go at saying it and getting comfortable with that. And then we'll do some blending with it. So I've picked this one because it's interesting because there are 5 letters on the screen, but we've only got 3 phonemes, so 3 things to say when we have a go at this. Okay, so we've got qu, I, k, quick. Okay, qu, I, k, quick. So even though there's 5 letters, you can see 3 graphemes. So the QU is a grapheme, that makes a qu. We've got the I in the middle, that's a grapheme for I, and then we know that the CK at the end is a grapheme for K. So we've got 3 graphemes, 3 phonemes, but we've got 5 letters. And if you want to push letter sounds with your child, this might be a good one to pause at. So you could say, you might point to the I and say, okay, what's this letter called? What's its letter name? And hopefully they're going to say I. So you can have a go at that as well. So do some blending. You might choose to also do some more practice on letter names. Okay, when we choose these words for blending, we're trying to pick the ones that the child should be able to decode based on all the GPCs they've learnt so far. So there are only 6 for qu. So what I've done is we've got the tricky word in for number 6, and then number 8 we've just revisited the x word, because that number 8 is probably one that a child might have found tricky, so it's always good to pull one of those back and have another go. So at this point I will end up blending, and then they will have a turn, and then you can pause the video and let them practice and go over using the sound buttons to help. So number 1 is quiz, quiz. Number 2, quit, quit. Number 3, quit, quick. Number 4, quack, quack. Number 5, liquid. Liquid. It's probably going to be the hardest one for them to have a go at that one. Number 6, all is our tricky word. Number 7, quill. Number 8, exit. So I would have a go at those. You can sort of rewind and hear me say them, and you have another go. Liquid's going to be the trickier one here. So I mentioned this a couple of times. You might want to break it up a bit. So you might want to try liquid, and then we've got the id at the end. So you could go liquid. And we're sort of trying to get in different points. If that doesn't help, we can sort of ignore the L and the I to start with, and we go quid, liquid. So we can actually learn the quid first, and then we'll try and blend the I at the start of it. So we can do it in different orders if they are struggling. So that's probably going to be the trickiest one for them. Once you've had lots of blending practice, again, can they start to read these words without needing to blend? If they can't, then it's lots and lots of practice at doing the blending on the previous slide. So they'll have a good go at those, reading them a little bit with some more fluency. We'll give them a big well done for working hard at their reading and being able to read trickier words now with more sounds in them because of learning lots of GPCs. And then we'll go into the sentences. So we've got 3 sentences that got the qu sound in that they'll read. She did a quick visit. Jen will quit the big quiz. The duck will quack at the liquid. And there's that liquid again. So that's probably going to, like I said, it's going to be one of the trickier ones. As we're finishing the set, it's also good to go over some previously taught graphemes as well. So I've taken some of the sentences from some of the other videos, and then they can have a go at reading those just to see if they still got that fluency. Where you might go next, you might, as I said earlier in the video, practice the letter names for those. So you could actually go to the sentences and pause and get them to say, can you point me to the J? Can you point to a V? Can you point to a W? And then swap it on its head. You point to the letters and they tell you the letter name. Your child might not be ready for that at the moment because they might be battling doing their sounds and blending. So don't sort of put too much on them. Just keep thinking, are they being successful? I want them to be successful. If you could use magnetic letters or make out your own letters and cut them up, can we start to make some words with those that we've covered so far and have a go at reading them? You could do a true or false quiz. This word says, you might say, this word says liquid. and it could or it couldn't. It's up to you. So you could use my slides and just do a true or false. This word says, and then you can sort of either read it correctly or incorrectly and get them thinking. Just another reminder on Facebook, if you type in phonics time together, there are lots and lots of resources on there and good links that I've been sharing as well, so it's worth a visit. Okay, thank you again for giving these videos a good go and pushing yourself so that you can push your children. I think that's fabulous. So now's a good time to call your child over and pause the video, and then we'll move to the orange slides and we'll take them through the phonics session. Hi everyone, right, so it's time to learn some more reading skills, more GPCs, and do some blending. But before that, we're going to practice some of the ones that we should know already. As per usual, I'm going to click 4 up onto the screen. You can have a go at them, then I will say what they should sound like to see how well you did. But then it'll be over to you to do them super speedy. So, are we ready? So should we sit in ready, looking at the screen? And so you say the first 4, then I'll stop and I'll say them after. Let's go. So we've had S, J, T, P. V, G, D, N. Z, A, E, Z. Y, O, R, K. H, L, S. W, X, I, B. That's really good, excellent. So what we'll have a go at now is doing them again, but we're going light speed. And light speed is the fastest thing you can get. Light travels at over 670 million miles per hour. I think that's pretty fast. Now, I wonder if we're going to travel through our sounds at 670 million miles per hour. We shall see. Okay, so this time I won't be going through them. I'll just keep clicking all the way through so you can practice them a little bit quicker. Here goes. That's fantastic, really super speedy, light speed today. Very impressed. Now, the reason why you have to do them that quick is because when you're reading, to make reading easier and more fluent, you need those sounds super quick. So you can't be sat thinking too long about the sounds on the page, you need them super quick. So it's really important that you do that super speedy practice. Here's our tricky word today. So we've got the A, and then the L and the L. So we know that the 2 L's together make a L sound, and normally it would make an A because we can see A, but that's the tricky bit in today's word, the A. So the first sound button makes an O sound, O, all. So this is the tricky word, all. Can you have a go at reading the word on the screen? And can you say the phoneme for each of the blue dots? O, and then blend it back together. O, all. So our tricky word is all. Okay, you might want to pause the video at this time and have a go at those. Or you could think about some of the other ones that we've covered in the other videos and have a practice that just solely focus on tricky words. Okay, we've got qu in Queen, Queen Elizabeth. Qu in Quad, it's like a motorbike but with 4 tyres, look, 4 wheels. Qu in Quill, and the quill has got the feather on it. It's what they used to use to write with, so they would use a feather, dip it in the ink and write on the page. So we've got Qu in Queen, Qu in Quad, Qu in Quill. Okay, can you have a go at saying Qu? Can you say it really, really quietly? Qu. Can you turn to the person that you're working with and say Qu? Can you hold your hand up to your mouth and say Qu, Qu, Qu 3 times? Excellent. So today's GPC is Qu. Let's do some reading with that in the words. So we've got this one. So we've got 3 sound buttons, so I'm going to be saying 3 phonemes. Here they come. Qu, I, K. And blend it together. Let's have another go. Qu, I, K. Quick. So you have to be quick with your sounds when revisit them. So you have a go at reading this word. So say the phoneme for each of the blue sound buttons and blend it back together. Qu, I, k, quick. Okay, you might want to pause the video at this time to have a little bit of practice with that. Okay, let's read some more words with our GPC in them. So I will have a go at each one, then I'll leave you to, then you'll have a go after me, and then it's a good idea to then pause the video and have a practice at these, because we've got some ones that are going to keep us nice and busy. Here goes. Number 1, quiz, quiz. Your turn. Number 2, quit, quit. Number 3, quick, quick. Your turn. Number 4, quack, quack. Number 5, I think it's the most difficult one today. Liquid. 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 Number 6 is our tricky word, all. Number 7, quill. That's that feather that we can row with. Quill. Your turn. Number 8, this is not a qu word, this is one that we've covered before, that I just wanted to have another practice at. Exit. You have a go at reading that, and you might want to pause the video so that you can have a practice of those words. And once you've had lots and lots of practice, you should start to read some of these with a little bit more fluency. So you might need a few goes at it. When you feel that you start to read these a little bit more fluently, not needing to blend, you might be able to read these. Quiz, quit, quick, quack. Number 5, liquid, all, quill. And the final one, number 8, exit. So you can have a practice of those. It's a good time to pause the video. Absolutely fabulous reading. Really good job done there. And a big well done to everyone who's followed all the videos so far and really working on their reading while they're not at school, and they're making the most of this time to carry on being a super reader. That's really good to see. Okay, let's have a go at applying our learning in some sentences. So I'd like you to just have a go at reading these 3. So it's a good time to pause the video to practice those. And because we're doing so well and we're finishing off the set, I've also brought back some of the other graphemes that we've learned in previous videos, so you can have a practice reading these sentences. Again, it's a good time to pause the video. Fabulous job today, really good working on your GPCs and your blending and your tricky words. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep an eye on the other videos that are coming out, or try some of the other videos on the link, and don't forget the Facebook page which I mentioned earlier. Thank you everybody, have a great day, bye.